Make a date with Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Markwei at 6 a.m. from Monday to Saturday on Graphic Online via Facebook and YouTube as he expounds on matters of faith. Graphic Online, truth and accuracy every day.
Hello, this is Reverend Dr. Ebenezer Markwei of Living Streams International, bringing you matters of faith with Graphic Online. We're using this beautiful place by the gracious mercies of La Beach Hotel. You need to be there. The place is not an easy place. Nice place, nice food, nice everything. We thank them very much for it. But this morning I'd like to capture my thoughts with the word dangerous invasions. Dangerous invasions. I'm still on the story of Gideon. I mean, in Judges chapter 6 and Judges chapter 7. It's a story that is unfolding over there, and I'm really captivated by that story. When the angel met Gideon under the juniper tree, if you remember, when Gideon was called a man of valor and all the things, I mean, a valiant man, courageous man, brave man, and Gideon was really stirred up in his spirit and all those other things. If you remember, at the mention of Gideon bringing deliverance to Israel, Gideon burst out and said, you must be wrong. And look at what he said. He said, my family is the poorest in the whole of Israel, and I am the least. You know one thing? Sometimes definitions that are given to you compete with your own definitions of yourself. For example, I'm in a mess, and then somebody comes and says, man, you're doing real great. You're a great guy. You're doing great. The first thought that I'll say is that you don't know what I am going through. You don't know that I have challenges. You don't know that I have warfare. Gideon, that was the first thing he said. You don't know what you're talking about. We are suffering from poverty, and my family is the most impoverished family in the whole of Israel and in the whole of Manasseh. And he said, I am the least. So in terms of the scale, boy, I am real down. The Americans, of course, the African Americans, instead of saying poor, they'll say, you're really poor. You get it? Sometimes it fascinates me the way they juggle with English words. Now for me, British trained, I'll say, he was the poorest of the poor in his family. The poorest of the poor in Manasseh. Now guess what? One would think that, listen, no situation is permanent. And sometimes God finds ways of reinventing us or rebranding us or giving us an opportunity to leap above the doldrums of despair and despondency in which we languish. He finds a way to pull us out of the caves of poverty. He finds a way to visit us in a very powerful way, changing our destiny, changing our narrative, and changing our address. Now God gave Gideon a very big breakthrough. Gideon went to the fight with the Midianites, and I mean, against all odds, 300 men did what mighty armies could not do. He just defeated the army. Grace was abundant. Grace was abundant for Gideon. Grace was just there. I mean, you can say, wow. I mean, this guy is blessed. And after the war and everything, the people of Israel came and said, rule over us. He said, I don't want to rule over you. And then he said to them, give me the gold and the silver that we won, the victory that we won. Give me those gold and the silver. And the people willingly gave it to him. Then Samson did something. I said, Gideon did something that really blew me out. Here was gold. You could invest in it. You could do many different things with it. But here was the thing. He went and put up a golden ephod, and then that's a golden skirt, and hung it on the tree. The gold was for investment. The gold was for the house of God. The gold was for different purposes. But he just sold it, and he was just there, and was looking up the tree, and just amazed by excuse my language, like a fool. You know one thing? You were poor. Your past was poor. And right now you've been given an opportunity, but you'll be very surprised. His past was invading upon his present. His past was invading his present. Where I'm coming from, you get it? I've been poor before. So right now that I have money, I'm going to be flashy with it. You know, sometimes you try to compensate for what you didn't have in the past. So you can see a grown-up man and he's still playing with toys. He's fixated with toys. Or you could see somebody who is coming from a real poor background and didn't have clothes or something like that, and spends the breakthroughs or the grace that God extends to that person by blessing the person with wealth or material thing. That person spends more time on clothes than any other thing. Your past is invading your present, and that's a dangerous invasion. Sometimes we need to make choices to prevent, and these are willful choices we make, choices with our mentality, choices of wisdom. And say, I will not allow my past, I'll not allow my past to creep into my present. I'll not allow the bitterness of yesterday to cloud my judgment in my today. I'll not allow the painful experiences of yesterday to cloud my judgment and to cloud my mind. I can't allow the heartbreak that I received from that person, you know, who promised me heaven and earth, you know, and then as a result of that, I'm walking into a present, but I'm still, you know, kind of walking in my present with pictures of my past, so that the past becomes a platform. The past lays a platform for a dangerous invasion into your present. That's what Gideon did. Never allow your past to lay that platform for the dangerous invasions of your present and probable future. You know what? Like I always say, choices are always yours. See you later.